Allow tonight's story to bring you comfort and ease your mind. Bluebell and Heather, a bedtime tale. This story is about Bluebell and a dwarf named Heather, who embark on a magical adventure to free a guardian trapped in a book and are rewarded with everlasting friendship. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by whispering woods, lived a gentle girl named Bluebell, and her faithful friend, a cheerful dwarf named Heather. Bluebell had bright blue eyes and hair that flowed like golden silk, while Heather was stout, with a long, braided beard and eyes that sparkled like precious gems. One evening, as the stars began to twinkle like distant fireflies, Bluebell and Heather set out on a magical adventure. With a map in her hand and hope in her heart, Bluebell led the way through the forest paths, where the trees seemed to hum with secrets. Heather, with his hearty laugh, made the journey even more delightful, sharing tales of ancient dwarven magic. They reached a mystical glade where the moonlight danced on a crystal-clear pond. There they discovered an old book hidden beneath a wise, ancient oak. Bluebell picked it up gently, and as she opened it, a soft, melodic voice filled the air. The voice belonged to Alara, the guardian of magical creatures, who had been entrapped in the book for centuries. With great courage, Bluebell agreed to help Alara. Guided by the wisdom of the book, they gathered ingredients for a freeing spell. They collected shimmering flowers, sparkling morning dew, and a feather from a golden eagle, all the while overcoming challenges together. Finally, they reached the mystical Moonstone Cave, where Bluebell and Heather chanted the spell, unleashing a burst of radiant light. Alara emerged from the book, her form glowing and majestic. Grateful for their bravery, Alara bestowed upon Bluebell and Heather a small crystal vial filled with everlasting friendship magic. As they returned home, under the silver glow of the full moon, they knew their bond was unbreakable. In their village, Bluebell and Heather were celebrated as heroes who brought back ancient magic and unity. They continued to share stories, laughter, and the enchanting magic of true friendship, living happily ever after. Bluebell and Heather cherished their adventures, always ready for the next magical journey. Our next story is ready to carry you further into rest. Euphorbia and Gazania, a tale of kindness. This story is about a young woman named Euphorbia and a chipmunk named Gazania, who discover the power of kindness and friendship. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest where the trees whispered ancient secrets, there lived a kind-hearted young woman named Euphorbia. Euphorbia had a way with all creatures, for her spirit radiated a gentle warmth that put anyone at ease. Not far from her quaint cottage, nestled in an oak tree, was the home of Gazania, an energetic little chipmunk with a heart as big as the sky. Gazania loved to forage for acorns and berries, always sharing his finds with the other woodland animals. One golden autumn day, as the leaves painted the forest in hues of amber and crimson, Gazania chanced upon a peculiar sight. The tiny bird, no bigger than his paw, was struggling with a piece of yarn. Fennelled and tired, the bird chirped for help. Quick as a flash, Gazania scampered to aid the distressed creature. Being small and nimble, he nibbled through the knots with ease, freeing the bird, which flitted away with a grateful tweet. Hobaya, who had been gathering herbs nearby, witnessed this act of kindness. She smiled, her heart swelling with pride for her little friend. She invited Gazania to her couch fir tree as a token of her admiration. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the forest, Euphorbia brewed a pot of sweet chamomile tea. The aroma filled the air, blending with the scent of freshly baked honey cakes she had prepared. Gazania, eager and excited, accepted the invitation and scampered into the cozy warmth of Euphorbia's home. There, amidst soft cushions and warm blankets, they shared stories of their adventures. Euphorbia recounted tales of her travels beyond the forest, while Gazania spoke of the secret nooks and crannies he had discovered. Hours slipped by like leaves floating down the stream. Euphorbia and Gazania realized that kindness was a language spoken by all hearts, no matter how big or small. It was a bridge that connected them, weaving an unbreakable bond of friendship. As they sipped their tea and nibbled on honey cakes, the stars began to twinkle softly in the night sky, casting a serene glow over the forest. Gazania eventually curled up on a cushion, content and sleepy. Euphorbia covered him with a plush blanket, her eyes tender with affection. "Good night, dear Gazania," she whispered, brushing a gentle kiss on his forehead. "May your dreams be filled with sweetness and light." And so, in the gentle embrace of the night, the forest became a sanctuary of peace and love, with the kind acts of a human and a chipmunk shining brightly in the tapestry of time. Let's journey on with another heartwarming story. Cattleya and Bellflower, a tale of nurture. This story is about Cattleya and her panda friend Bellflower, who learn the true meaning of nurture through their unbreakable bond and mutual care. Once upon a time, in a serene village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a kind-hearted woman named Cattleya. Her cottage stood at the edge of the village, surrounded by a garden that bloomed with vibrant flowers all year round. One sunny morning, Cattleya found a baby panda curled up at her doorstep, shivering and alone. She took the little panda in her arms and whispered, "I'll take care of you, don't worry." The baby panda, whom she named Bellflower, looked up at her with wide, trusting eyes. Day by day, Cattleya nurtured Bellflower, teaching him the ways of the forest and the beauty of the garden. They spent their afternoons under the shade of ancient oak trees and beside gentle streams that meandered through the meadows. Cattleya and Bellflower shared a bond that grew stronger with each passing season. In winter, they huddled by the fireplace, reading stories and sipping hot cocoa. In spring, they planted new seeds in the garden, watching in delight as the first sprouts poked through the soil. Summer evenings were filled with the melodies of Cattleya's flute, to which Bellflower would sway contentedly. And in autumn, they collected fallen leaves, creating colorful mosaics on the ground. One day, Cattleya fell ill and couldn't tend to the garden as she used to. Bellflower, now a sturdy young panda, took it upon himself to care for her and maintain the garden. He remembered everything Cattleya had taught him. He fetched water from the stream, tilled the soil, and even tried to play the flute to cheer her up. Slowly, thanks to Bellflower's care and their mutual love, Cattleya recovered. They both learned that nurture is not just about one giving and another receiving, but a beautiful exchange that binds hearts together. Continued their days in the tranquil village, their garden blooming more splendidly than ever. The bond between Cattleya and Bellflower became a legend, inspiring the villagers to nurture the relationships they held dear. Another gentle journey awaits. The Marigold and Angelonia, the lesson of patience. This story is about Marigold and her daughter Angelonia, who learned the value of patience while tending to their garden. Under the cerulean sky, the village of Everbloom was a picturesque place where flowers bloomed year-round, thanks to the tender care of the villagers. In this charming village lived a kind-hearted woman named Marigold, who was known for her golden hair that shimmered like the sun's rays. Marigold had a little daughter named Angelonia, a spirited child with a sense of adventure that often led her into delightful, yet challenging situations. One golden summer morning, Angelonia came rushing into their cozy cottage, her cheeks flushed with uncontainable excitement. "Mama, let's plant a garden together," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. The marigold smiled warmly at her daughter's eagerness and nodded. They gathered seeds of different flowers, deciding to plant them in a small patch near their home. Angelonia impatiently watched as Marigold demonstrated how to plant the seeds gently into the soil and cover them with a blanket over. Day by day, Angelonia eagerly checked the garden, expecting to see the flowers bloom instantly. However, days turned into weeks, and still, there were no signs of the vibrant flowers she had envisioned. Angelonia's enthusiasm began to waver, and she expressed her frustration to Marigold. "Why aren't they growing, Mama?" she sighed, her head hanging low. Marigold knelt beside her and softly said, "Patience, my dear. Us seeds need time to grow. They are working hard beneath the soil, even if we can't see it yet." Though still unsure, Angelonia trusted her mother's wisdom as she learned to water the garden regularly and protect it from pests, all the while imagining the colorful flowers that would soon grace their garden. One morning, as the first light of dawn broke through the horizon, Angelonia ran to the garden and was met with a breathtaking sight. Tiny green sprouts were pushing their way through the soil. With each passing day, the sprouts grew taller and stronger, eventually blossoming into a rainbow of flowers that filled their garden with beauty and fragrance. Angelonia danced among the flowers, her heart brimming with joy and pride. "You see, Angelonia," Marigold said, embracing her daughter, "nature teaches us that patience has its own rewards. If we care for things with love and patience, they will bloom in their own perfect time." From that day on, Angelonia never forgot the lesson of patience. Whenever she faced a difficult task, she remembered the garden and the beautiful flowers that had blossomed with time and care. And so, mother and daughter enjoyed many more adventures together, their bond growing even stronger with each shared experience. Good night, and may tomorrow be filled with joy.